Meghan Markle's latest monetization bid looks set to be her most sick stunt yet, as she puts her latest was never wardrobe onto her new website.
Meghan Markle just caught in one of her biggest as ever lies yet. And also, in news that will surprise absolutely no one, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are apparently wildly unhappy.
Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Scamalot, that little huckster, she still doesn't seem to have real good quality control at her brand as ever, as you know.
Meghan and Harry put up with this all the time over there in California. I think maybe we should start a crowdfunder for them.
Maybe just a part of her would say, let me try something different. Let me do it differently. Everything that I've done in the past has failed.
Someone paid $58 for a box of luxury chocolates from Meghan Markle's brand, As Ever. And when the package finally showed up,
an apparent lie that Meghan Markle has just been caught in regarding her As Ever products. Now, Meghan over the weekend was promoting her new jams.
the reaction was pure disbelief. What arrived at the door has people asking some serious questions about what is really going on with the brand. And the situation looks far worse than many reports have suggested. Most people have dealt with a disappointing delivery at some point. Maybe a package arrived late, maybe something got damaged during shipping, or maybe it just did not look like the photos online. Those things happen, and usually people move on without much drama. But this is a different kind of disappointment. When customers spend nearly $60 on a product marketed as premium, luxury, and carefully made, expectations naturally go way up.
I received a candle without a wick, and I remind you of this every single day, okay? The wickless candle has become a recurring character on the show. It's gonna start charging me an appearance fee, I don't know.
People expect something polished and high-end. Instead, one customer opened her package and found something that looked completely different from what had been advertised. The customer recorded the entire unboxing experience, and the footage quickly caught attention online. The caramel appeared to have melted through the chocolates, and several pieces had merged together into one large, messy lump.
Over the weekend, something went so viral, okay? A young woman received chocolates from Meghan Markle's brand. It looks like some type of PR package. She's got the jams and the jellies and the flour sprinkles that I've tried. They're right here. If you remember on this show, I tried them. The chocolates seem to have melted, but it's not just that they melted. They look like they've absolutely just disintegrated, like they weren't packed properly. And if you are selling a food product, right? If you're selling food like chocolates or jams or jellies or whatever the hell it is, you should be able to get it to the consumer and the customer still intact.
Even the protective packaging insert seemed stuck to the chocolate itself. Rather than looking like an upscale treat, the product arrived looking damaged and far from presentation ready. What makes the story even more uncomfortable for the brand is that this was not an isolated incident. Serena Williams, one of Meghan's closest friends, also received the same chocolates and shared her own unboxing video online. Even though Serena remained positive and smiling throughout the video, viewers quickly noticed that her chocolates appeared to have the same issue. They had also melted together during transit. While Serena handled the situation with grace, social media users immediately began comparing the two unboxings and pointing out the similarities. Now, the brand faces an awkward reality. Two separate unboxings, two highly visible complaints.
Also, I just got this in the mail from my friend Megan, and her penmanship has always been amazing from like the 100 years I've seemed to have known her. She sent me a beautiful box of chocolates from her brand As Ever. You guys should check it out. I debauched it.
Look at where
She's
the
like
chocolate's
so
up.
classy, and I'm just like, look at this. This is nuts. Anyway, the chocolate was beautiful and it was delicious. I don't like chocolate, but I've been killing those. So good. Candles, ginger cashmere. I couldn't pronounce the other word. This one is amber, water lily, and another word I can't pronounce, but it looks good. I love candles. Thank you. I love you.
And both moments spread rapidly across the internet. When customers pay $58 for a box of chocolates, they are not just buying candy, they are buying the experience and the quality being promised. These viral videos have raised questions about whether that promise is being delivered consistently. But here's the wild part. The chocolates are not even the most awkward product story making headlines this week. Not even close. Enter the As Ever #5 Oni 9 candle, priced at $64, hand-poured in California, and placed inside what the company describes as a beautiful ceramic vessel. Yes, a vessel. That is the word used in the product description. The candle is said to be inspired by what the website calls the ease and joy of a day that holds Meghan's most cherished memories. Her wedding day, May the 19th. At first glance, that sounds like a sweet idea. A candle inspired by one of the most important days of your life. You picture happiness, celebration, sunshine, laughter, and unforgettable memories. It sounds like exactly the kind of story luxury brands love to tell. However, the conversation around the candle has taken an unexpected turn. Over the years, reports have circulated claiming that concerns were raised about the scent inside St. George's Chapel before the royal wedding.
Right? The bar is on the floor. The bar is so low it's in the 7th ring of hell. We're not expecting much here from any celebrity brand, especially Meghan Markle. But when I look at these chocolates, imagine opening this. What is this? This is just diabolical. So shout out to this woman. I'm so sorry. Maybe Meghan Markle can reach out and say, listen, let me offer you a refund. Let me send you something new. Let me give you something to make up for your troubles. But then again, if you are ordering products from Meghan Markle's brand in a sincere way, not like me, just because you want to try them on your ridiculous podcast, if you're ordering Meghan Markle's products for real, you got to take a good look in the mirror and question where you stand in life.
According to those reports, there were discussions about potentially introducing fragrance solutions ahead of the ceremony. Those claims have been widely discussed, although accounts and interpretations have varied. That is why some critics online have found the candle's marketing particularly ironic. The product is presented as capturing the feeling and atmosphere of that special day, while old stories connected to the venue continue to resurface and spark debate. As a result, social media users have been having a field day with the contrast. And the candle drama does not stop there. Some customers have reportedly shared complaints about receiving candles that allegedly arrived without a wick. For a product priced at $64, that quickly became a talking point online. After all, a candle without a wick leaves buyers unable to light or fully use the product as intended. Naturally, these stories spread fast. Between the chocolate complaints and the candle criticism, the brand has found itself dealing with a growing list of uncomfortable headlines. What should have been premium lifestyle products are instead becoming the focus of online discussions for all the wrong reasons. And as surprising as all of that may sound, it is still not the biggest issue in this story.
But of course, if she's lying about this, she can be lying about everything, is what proved. Apparently, she's selling this candle on the website. She's peddling a massive lie at the center of her latest As Ever launch, unveiling a $64 scented candle inspired by her wedding to Prince Harry. Even though she always complained, apparently reports say she complained about the St. George Chapels smelling musty ahead of the ceremony.
Everything discussed so far may be embarrassing and potentially damaging for the brand's image, but what comes next is on an entirely different level. While customers were posting photos of melted chocolates and sharing complaints about candles, another report was quietly gaining attention behind the scenes. According to reports circulating in fashion circles, Meghan Markle is said to be exploring the possibility of launching a clothing line. And what has really caught people's attention is the reported source of inspiration behind it. According to these reports, the concept is said to draw inspiration from the style of Princess Diana, not necessarily her formal royal wardrobe, but the relaxed, everyday looks that became iconic around the world.
Apparently, she wanted to spray air freshener all around the venue before the guests arrived. So is this a candle that just reminds her of the scent of that air freshener or of the actual musty St. George Chapel? But here it is, the new scented candle, which we have also on her website, $5.19, because, you know, it's the day they got married, May 19th. Our signature scent, modern and elegant, love at first light. I see what she did there. Number 519 is the feeling of warm sunshine and blue skies, surrounded by love and laughter. This signature candle is inspired by the ease and joy of a day that holds Meghan's most cherished memories, her wedding day. May 19th, bright and refreshing, with quietly grounding notes of Moroccan mint, white tea leaves, and a back note of woodsy cardamom.
Think crisp white shirts, straight-leg jeans, simple layering, and the effortless style that made Diana stand out from so many public figures of her era. Before going any further, it is worth understanding why Diana's image continues to carry so much weight decades later. For many people, Diana represents far more than fashion. She is remembered for her humanitarian work, her public compassion, and the way she connected with people from all walks of life. Her impact extended well beyond royal headlines and magazine covers. Many who remember Diana firsthand often point to moments that defined her legacy. Visiting AIDS patients during a time when stigma was widespread, bringing attention to landmine victims, and engaging with people in ways that felt personal and sincere. Those memories remain powerful for millions around the world, even today. That is why reports about a Diana-inspired fashion project have generated such strong reactions online. Supporters see it as a tribute to a style that remains influential decades later.
Number 519 fills the room with a soothing, welcoming fragrance that remains our founder's tried and true favorite, housed in a beautiful ceramic vessel. A vessel. This candle is hand poured in California. Oh my, hand poured now. We get to actually, it's not made by AI. Is that, are candles not typically hand poured? I guess they could be done in machines. But there it is. This is the signature candle, guys. Wow. Wow. That's $64. I mean, what a ripoff. What a massive ripoff. So yeah, she's hawking this thing saying it's the smell of the wet day, but apparently that's just not true. Musty smelling chapels, what it actually was the big day. The branding dramatically jars with reports that she wanted atomizers inside the chapel because she disliked its scents.
Critics, however, question whether drawing inspiration from such a well-known public figure, especially one with deep personal connections to the royal family, could spark controversy. Fashion commentators quoted in various reports have noted that Diana's image remains one of the most recognizable and influential personal brands in modern history. Because of that, any project associated with her style is almost guaranteed to attract enormous public attention. Some analysts argue that the commercial appeal of those fashion references is obvious, while others believe the topic requires careful handling due to the emotional connection many people still feel toward Diana's legacy. Adding even more fuel to the discussion, some observers have pointed out similarities between certain fashion choices Meghan has worn over the years and outfits that Diana famously wore. Those comparisons have circulated online for a long time, with supporters viewing them as respectful nods and critics viewing them differently. But a potential clothing line would take the conversation to a completely different level.
She is still selling her clothes on some weird website that she's allegedly an investor in. Let me read you about this. So she's back to being an influencer, After listing her as ever promo, she has since listed her outfit. We have it up on the screen. She's monetizing her fashion through an AI styling platform, One-Off. Okay, it should be called Knockoff.
Wearing an outfit that reminds people of a historical figure is one thing. Building a commercial fashion collection reportedly inspired by that image is something else entirely. If the reports prove accurate, the project could become one of the most talked about and closely watched ventures connected to Meghan's brand yet, with supporters and critics both watching every move very carefully. And watching much of this unfold from a distance is Prince William, a figure who has spent most of his life under intense public attention. William was just 15 years old when he walked behind his mother's coffin in 1997, a moment that remains one of the most remembered images in modern royal history. Over the years, he has generally chosen not to comment publicly on speculation involving his mother's legacy, and that silence has often led people to draw their own conclusions. One thing that has consistently stood out about William is that he rarely responds directly to public controversies or media narratives, whether that approach reflects restraint, strategy.
She is preparing to launch a fashion line inspired by Diana, the Princess of Wales, after posting what sources told RadarOnline.com was a carefully curated glimpse inside her Montecito wardrobe. So this is the picture with Lily. We've discussed it in depth, but Radar reports the post has now prompted gossip that Meghan was using it to tease an expansion of her lifestyle brand as ever into fashion. Industry observers also noted reports about sizing charts for adults and children's t-shirts briefly appearing on the As Ever website before being removed. A fashion insider source revealing to Radar at this stage, people within branding and fashion circles tend to assume that every image Meghan releases publicly has been very deliberately considered beforehand, right down to the styling, color palette, and positioning of products or labels in the background.
Or simply a desire for privacy is open to interpretation. What is clear is that he tends to let others do the talking while he carries on with his public duties. Now, speaking of moments that caught public attention, let's talk about the scone story, because it is both amusing and surprisingly revealing at the same time. During a recent radio interview, Prince William shared a warm and personal memory about his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. The conversation was relaxed and lighthearted, and at one point he mentioned how the late Queen liked her scones prepared, with cream first and jam on top. It was a simple detail, but listeners loved it. The story spread online quickly, with many people enjoying the glimpse into a family tradition that felt authentic and relatable. Not long afterward, Meghan Markle posted a video featuring scones prepared with cream and jam in the same style. That timing immediately caught the attention of royal watchers and social media users, who began debating whether the similarity meant anything at all. Of course, there are several possible explanations. It could have been a coincidence. It could have been planned long before the interview aired. It could simply reflect a common way of serving scones. Without direct evidence, nobody can say for certain what was behind the timing. However, critics argue that this is why the moment generated so much discussion online. Some observers believe there has been a recurring pattern in which public moments connected to members of the royal family are followed by content that appears similar in style, theme, or presentation. Supporters dismiss those claims as overanalysis, while critics view the similarities as noteworthy.
Sources told Radar Markle is exploring a collection influenced by the late princess's famously understated style, particularly the white shirt denim and tailored casual wear combinations that became synonymous with Diana before she died in Paris aged 36 in a high-speed car smash in 1997. One insider said Meghan understands exactly how powerful Diana's image remains globally, and that leaning into those visual parallels is strategically very smart from a branding perspective. But because Diana's legacy is still so emotionally charged, any attempt to monetize echoes of the style risks being viewed by some people as cynical or exploitative. No sugar, Sir Sherlock. Another source added the white shirt and jeans formula associated with Diana carries enormous symbolic weight because it represented glamour without stiffness and royalty without intimidation.
Whatever the explanation may be, the debate itself has become part of the story. What might have been a small and harmless baking video quickly turned into another online discussion, with people examining every detail and drawing their own conclusions about what it all means. According to some royal commentators and online observers, the similarities between certain royal headlines and Meghan's social media content have become increasingly noticeable over time. They argue that responses often appear quickly, and that the gap between major royal moments and related online content seems shorter than it once was. Whether that is intentional or simply a result of intense public scrutiny remains a matter of debate, but it has certainly become a talking point. Adding another layer to the discussion is a recent appearance Meghan made in Geneva at a World Health Organization-related event focused on the impact of social media on young people. The event itself received far less media attention than some of her other public appearances, and that sparked a fresh round of commentary online.
Another fashion source said what Meghan seems to be developing goes far beyond the idea of simply attaching her name to a celebrity fashion label. The impression within the industry is that she's attempting to create an entire aspirational universe around her personal image, where clothing, homeware, wellness, entertaining, motherhood, and luxury living all operate together as part of one carefully managed brand identity.
Photos and reports from the gathering led some critics to question attendance levels, while others pointed out that audience size does not necessarily reflect the importance of an event or its message. Still, the images quickly became a subject of discussion across social media platforms, where perception often becomes part of the story. Following that appearance, Meghan's social media activity and brand-related content continued to generate headlines. Videos, product promotions, lifestyle posts, and new launches appeared in rapid succession, leading some commentators to speculate that there was a broader public relations strategy at work. Critics viewed the timing as an effort to shift attention toward new topics, while supporters argued that brands regularly schedule content releases regardless of outside news cycles. Either way, the conversation around the products continued to grow. From chocolate complaints to candle discussions and lifestyle content, attention remained fixed on the brand and its public image. Yet some analysts believe those headlines may not be the most significant challenge facing Meghan right now. The bigger question, according to industry watchers, involves influence and relationships within elite fashion and media circles. That discussion intensified after the recent Met Gala, widely regarded as one of the most important events in the fashion world. Every year, the gala attracts major designers, celebrities, executives, and trendsetters who want to be seen at one of the industry's most prestigious gatherings.
Also, over the weekend, Meghan Markle is copying Prince William and Catherine once again. You know, anytime William and Catherine do something, Meghan Markle has to copy it. She's a little bit of a copycat. She has no original ideas. Prince William was on a radio show and he spoke about scones. Let me read you a little bit about this. So he went on a radio show where they brought up scones. When the host asked how he liked his scones, he said the way he learned from Queen Elizabeth is how he loves to eat his scones. Now, Meghan immediately comes up with a post about the scones and she puts her cream and her jams on just the way William said. So I think Meghan does watch William and Catherine very closely, because Catherine will wear something, then suddenly she's wearing it. Catherine will be out with the kids. Suddenly Meghan is back posting those weird Children of the Corn pictures of her children, Archie and Lily, from the back. Okay. I told you. All the Meghan Markle family albums, the kids are going to be from behind the back of their heads, okay? So I believe this. I believe that Meghan Markle, she probably saw the clip going viral online, on Twitter and on social media, And she decided, let's do some scones. And she probably thinks that this is really getting to the royals. Hello, they're real royalty over there, okay? They're not bothered or concerned with you. Now,
Meghan Markle was not among the attendees, and that immediately became a topic of speculation online. However, it is important to note that guest lists for events like the Met Gala are private, and claims about invitations are often difficult to verify publicly. Even so, commentators have continued to discuss the role of Anna Wintour, the longtime editor-in-chief of Vogue and one of the most influential figures in fashion. Because of her enormous influence within the industry, any perceived relationship between public figures and the fashion establishment naturally attracts attention. Reports and speculation have circulated regarding how certain media appearances, public statements, and high-profile controversies may affect relationships within those circles. Whether those claims are accurate or not, one thing is clear. In the world of fashion and celebrity branding, perception can be almost as powerful as reality, and every move is watched closely. Another topic that continues to generate discussion involves Meghan's standing within the luxury fashion world and some of the industry's most influential figures. For years, Anna Wintour has been one of the most powerful names in fashion.
Meghan Markle is stunningly oblivious to her own hypocrisy, and that is definitely beginning to damage her in the eyes of the public and, more importantly, really, the eyes of the media. You can't avoid the stark comparison between Meghan Markle posting and exploiting her daughter on Instagram and then her complaining that children are being exploited by social media companies. The hypocrisy is just plain for anyone to see. And when it comes to her, let's say, authority on the topic, she has failed massively. There were zero crowds for this event. In fact, most people who walked by that we saw from Meghan Markle's own feed kind of sort of ignored her. And the reality is, I think that's most of the world. Most of the world does not take Meghan Markle seriously, and it's really beginning to show and damage her reputation.
As the longtime leader of Vogue and a central figure behind the Met Gala, her influence reaches across media, fashion, and celebrity culture. Reports over the years have noted that she has shown admiration for members of the royal family, including Catherine, Princess of Wales. Those connections have often fueled speculation about relationships between royal figures and the fashion establishment. At the same time, Meghan's name has frequently been linked to rumors involving major luxury brands. One of the most talked about examples involved Dior. Industry observers and media reports speculated for months about the possibility of a partnership between Meghan and the famous fashion house. Such a deal would have generated enormous attention and could have significantly boosted both her personal brand and her business ventures. In the end, however, no official ambassador agreement was announced. A similar conversation emerged around Balenciaga. Meghan attended one of the brand's Paris fashion events, and reports highlighted her presence there. That immediately sparked fresh speculation about a potential future collaboration. Yet despite the rumors, no major partnership has been publicly confirmed. Then there is Netflix, a relationship that has attracted intense scrutiny since the company signed Harry and Meghan to a highly publicized production agreement worth a reported 9 figures. Over time, media outlets have published a variety of claims about the partnership and how it has evolved behind the scenes. One particularly attention-grabbing report came from Variety, which discussed rumors surrounding interactions between Meghan and Netflix leadership. Those claims were widely circulated online and became the subject of considerable debate. Netflix disputed aspects of the reporting, and public appearances involving company executives later added even more discussion to the story.
And it shows her huge lack of popularity and the fact that the mainstream media just don't care about her, rather than going away and thinking, okay, how can I strategize about this? What do I need to do better? How can we turn this around? She immediately has to throw something against the wall. So it was obviously the wedding pictures, but also this, P. Dinah. And I just wanted to know what you thought of the new weird image for Was Never, which to me almost looks like, because there's the other one from last week too, where it's almost like creepily seductive.
Around the same period, online observers also focused on the couple's anniversary celebration. Some commentators pointed out that there appeared to be relatively little public recognition from celebrities compared with previous years. Others argued that private congratulations often happen away from cameras and social media, making it impossible to know what occurred behind the scenes. Regardless of where people stand on those debates, one theme keeps resurfacing. Relationships and influence matter enormously in both Hollywood and the fashion industry. Every partnership, every appearance, and every public interaction is examined for clues about who remains supportive, who is keeping their distance, and what opportunities may come next. And beneath all the headlines, business launches, brand speculation, and celebrity gossip, there is still Prince Harry, a public figure many people have watched for most of his life, now facing a very different chapter from the one that once seemed mapped out for him. Prince Harry's story remains one of the most talked about public journeys of the modern era. Many people still remember the young boy walking behind his mother's coffin while the eyes of the world watched. It was a moment that left a lasting impression on millions and became one of the defining images of a generation. Years later, Harry served in Afghanistan on 2 separate deployments, an experience that earned respect from many people, regardless of their views on the controversies that would follow. For a long time, he was seen as one of the most relatable and popular members of the royal family.
Only visible anniversary wishes seem to be from the British Airways crew, who had apparently been informed about the anniversary beforehand. You poor thing, Meghan Markle, life really does humble you. And then she posted this video, and it was very effective, P. Dinah, because it showed how these people do love celebrating their friends' moments, usually. But even the people who maybe remain close to her, and there's not many of them, know that it's sort of professional suicide these days to choose to be associated publicly with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Someone who appeared determined to carve out his own path while still honoring his responsibilities. Now, however, reports and commentary from various sources paint a very different picture. Some claims suggest Harry has become increasingly reflective about the life he left behind. Reports have speculated that he misses parts of his former world, including family relationships, long-standing connections, and aspects of the life he once knew. While none of us can truly know what he thinks in private, those reports have fueled endless debate across both the media and social platforms. According to various commentators, the contrast between Harry and Meghan's current priorities has become a major topic of discussion. Meghan continues expanding her business ventures, public projects, and brand initiatives, while Harry is often portrayed as taking a quieter and more reserved role. Whether that portrayal is accurate or not, it has become a recurring narrative in coverage of the couple. That brings us to the question at the center of this entire story. When you look at everything that has happened over the last several years, how do you see it? Do you believe Harry fully understood the consequences of the choices he made and is now living with the results? Or do you think he is only now beginning to realize the true cost of those decisions, both for himself and for the relationships he left behind?
All else fails when everything is going disastrously wrong. There's always a stunt involving an airplane. But guess what? Today I can reveal that Meghan Markle's fakery with British Airways has just been exposed. To that very shortly. But we also got...
It is a question that divides opinion completely. Some people see a man who exercised his freedom and made his own choices. Others see someone who may be reflecting on what was lost along the way. There is no simple answer, and that is exactly why the debate continues to be so intense. What is clear is that the challenges surrounding the brand, the media scrutiny, and the endless public speculation show no signs of slowing down. Every new product launch, every public appearance, and every headline seems to spark another round of discussion. Meanwhile, the future remains uncertain, and many people are watching closely to see what happens next. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me what you really think. Is Harry a victim of circumstances, a willing participant in the path he chose, or perhaps something in between? Share your thoughts because this conversation is far from over. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with others who follow royal news and celebrity stories. Your support helps the channel grow and keeps these discussions going. Thanks for watching, and check out the next video on screen now. You won't want to miss it.